Hmm. So I wanted to jump on really quickly. I don't plan to stay on this live for too much longer, but I really wanted to talk about something that I'm learning in my life and something that's becoming more embodied in the more recent years. And it's something that I'm also not only learning for myself, I'm also teaching it to a lot of the people that I'm working with. Because I find that when we want something in life, it's really easy for us to pause, to hesitate. And between where we want to be and where we are right now, the thing that's right in the middle is that pause, that hesitancy. And hesitancy is the death of us. It is a bitch. Hesitancy makes it so that it's hard for us to leap, to take flight, to jump, to do things that make us scared. And if you ever imagine jumping out of a plane or, jumping off of a high dive from a pool or something like that, it requires us to look down and leap. And a lot of us will look down and be like, oh shit. Oh, that's scary. I can't do that. I'm not there yet. I want to get down there and I want to take flight, but it's too scary. And we've been conditioned to believe that we have to be courageous before this happens. We have to be courageous before we take flight. And the reality is that courage happens. It only comes after we do the thing that scares us the most. That's the only time courage gets to us. We don't have courage any other way. The more times we do something over and over again, the more times we feel inspired enough to do that thing again. We don't just have courage and inspiration or courage and motivation, sorry, courage and motivation before we take the plunge. That comes after the fact. First, we get inspired to do the thing that we really want to do or to live the way that we really want to live. And we fantasize about it, we romanticize it in our heads. And then the minute comes where we have an opportunity to actually do that very thing that we've been romanticizing in our heads for so long, that fear creeps up. And if any of you have ever read the book by Elizabeth Gilbert called Big Magic, she talks a lot about this, where if you're trying to live a life that feels creative and big and inspirational and fully alive, fear is going to be right there with you. And there's no way for the fear to go away. The only difference is fear is going to be in that passenger side of the car, and it doesn't have the opportunity to roll the windows down and drive the car and turn the radio station dial. It doesn't have the ability to do any of that, but fear is going to be right there. And so if you can hold on to that knowledge whenever you're trying to do something new and exciting for the first time, you're going to have fear right there with you. And it's okay for fear to be right there with you. The only way for you to move is to rip that band-aid off, or to take that leap, or to take that jump. Because the only way for you to build courage to keep taking more leaps and to keep taking more jumps and to feel free is to do it on is to do it. Just do it. Like, literally make yourself do that scary thing and prioritize it, because courage only comes after you do the thing that scares you the most. And I'm taking a lot of leaps of faith right now in my life. And I didn't even realize that I could be doing the things that I'm doing right now. And I'm looking around like, damn, I'm doing that. I've been wanting to do this thing for years and I'm doing it now. And it's just so powerful. It's powerful. And so I really wanted to jump on and share that with you all, that courage only comes after you do the thing that makes you scared the most. Courage only comes, motivation only comes after you get past the hump. First, you must be inspired. Then motivation and courage comes after that, because motivation and courage is what keeps you going. It's what keeps you doing it again and again and again. And it keeps you really puckering at that inspiration for more new things and for more creativity and for more spontaneity and for more freedom. So if you're in a space right now and you know there's something in your life that you're just like, I want to do it, but you got all the excuses of why you can't do it. Well, I don't have enough money to do it, or um, you know, it's going to ruin my relationship, or whatever the case may be. Whatever the story is in your life, it's okay to have that story. But if that story is holding you back because what you're really saying is, I'm too afraid to take the leap, then you've now let fear be in the driver's seat. And if you want fear to be in the driver's seat, then fear's going to take you down an imaginary lane with imaginary stops, making you afraid of every single thing, not trusting, not being able to just walk blindly into it. Fear can be in the passenger seat. It can be in the back seat if you want it to be. Maybe you don't want fear in the passenger seat. Maybe you want fear in the back seat, buckled up in a car seat. But no matter what, fear is not the enemy here. The only thing that's the intimacy, the enemy is our ability to hesitate and to take pause before we do that thing that makes us feel great and that makes us feel good and that makes us come alive. So be encouraged today to take a leap of faith. Do something that scares you. Do something that sends you outside your comfort zone to stretch you out of your comfort zone. Do something that you've been wanting to do, that you've been putting off for way too long because you've got all these stories as to why you can't do it and why it's not going to work and what's going to get in your way. If you focus your attention on that, then you will never, ever, ever do it. And if you're waiting for confidence, if you're waiting for courage and you're waiting for motivation, you're going to be waiting for a long time, because motivation and courage and confidence doesn't happen until you do that thing that you've been wanting to do that scares you. So go out today, do something that makes you come alive, gives you a thrill, gives you a rush. That thing that's you've been like so afraid to do that. Do that in your week. Make that a practice. Start looking at where you can start living a life that's different from where you are right now. That you've been waiting for courage to just magically fall in your lap. It's not gonna fall in your lap. It never will, and it just won't. So take action. Put your attention on something that makes you feel good. Put your attention on something that gives you pleasure. Put your attention on carving out a life that is desirable for you because you want it, and go from there. All right, you guys, I'm about to jump up off this thing. So I hope you're having a really good day. And until next time, bye.